Welcome to CXWise, where we share wisdom, insights, stories, and expertise from the world of customer experience. I'm your host, Nate Bennett, and you're about to hear real-world experiences and practical advice that will elevate your CX game no matter your title, no matter your industry. So, without further ado, let's get wise. My guest today is Yogin Patel, Vice President of AI Engineering at Sprinklr, where he leads the company's AI initiatives and oversees a global team of AI researchers, machine learning, and data science experts. With over a decade of experience in building AI applications and ML infrastructure, Yogin has a deep technical expertise for AI and software and is passionate about AI agents and advancing AI to solve real-world challenges for all enterprises. Yogin, welcome. Thank you so much for being with us at CXWise. How are you today, my friend?
I'm good. Yeah. Hey, Ned. Thank you for having me. Really excited to be here.
We're excited to have you, my friend. Now, just for those of us who are regular fans of CXWise, this episode is going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk a little bit more about the technical side of CX, the emerging technology and trends, and a little something called MCP. But before we get into that, let's talk about AI. And Yogin, I'm wondering how you're seeing AI and AI trends impact CX, and is there anything you're seeing AI related that's coming down the road that's really going to reshape or reimagine what we think of as extraordinary experiences?
Sure, of course. Which industry is spared from AI, right? AI
Right, nobody.
yeah, AI is deep in everywhere. You can get a lot of journalist use cases from AI, and CX in particular, of course, has a lot of use cases that AI can help. For example, recent trends from the customer service side, it's improving self-serve ability for enterprises to help their customers via using AI agents and the virtual agents, right, which can take actions on customers' behalf. Agent assist capabilities as well to manage their contact centers and improve the agent efficiencies and help agents to provide better experiences to their end customers, as well as in the post contact center analytics as well, where you can get more deeper insights and richer insights. AI is there in marketing also. You can imagine in content generation, AI plays a big role now in content activation. When you are trying to distribute the content across channels, there is a optimization that you can make in what kind of content is better suited for what kind of audiences using AI. There's a lot of insights that AI already helps to derive, and with agentic AI now, those insights are at a tap. You can just ask questions. You don't have to build predefined dashboards and stuff. You can just ask, and just in time you will get the answers.
I love that. And tell me, as a consumer,
Yeah.
how is it going to impact me? So let's say I had I recently contacted a security company that I use here at my home for my home security, and have been having issues with their support for some time.
Yeah.
And finally, yesterday I had it, and I got to chatting with an agent, and I said, I don't want to try and solve this remotely. I've tried that over and over and over again. I've restarted my system. I followed your recommendations. I need you to send someone here. I need you to send a technician here. That's all I want. And they said, well, hey, I can try and solve it with you remotely right now. And I said, again, no, I don't want that. I just kept asking for someone to come and visit me in my home to solve my issues. And they weren't getting it. And it took
Yeah.
such a long time. And I know at this point I was actually talking to a human.
Yeah.
And I started getting a little frustrated. And I said, I know it's not you. I know you haven't been empowered to make the right decisions here.
Yeah.
So I just need this one thing. And I felt like, in the back of my head, I'm going, there are so many ways for this person or for whatever technology they're using or not using to be able to help me and serve me better in this instance because I'm getting frustrated. Now, they should have AI on the other side that's saying, this person's getting frustrated. You
Yes.
need to de-escalate.
Yeah.
AI should be able to help them with that sort of thing, yeah?
Yeah, of course. And let's take a step back. Even before you trying to reach your company, security company multiple times, this AI will get there to they themselves directly proactively can reach out to you. They say that,
Should
hey,
have,
we have
yeah,
observed
right?
there's something happening with your product. If there's any issues, you can reach out to us. Feel free to reach out. Something like
That
that.
would have
Those,
been great.
those proactiveness would be even better, right? And when you have already during an interaction or during the case, of course, AI will help escalate to the human agents whenever it's needed, even schedule the visits on your behalf, give you reminders on top of. So let's say you have had a call, schedule the visits for next Saturday or Sunday, technicians will arrive. There will be proactive notifications that you will get continue on the status and all the things that can happen. So all the journey that can be orchestrated from end to end, not just for the service, from purchase, from purchase to service delivery, all the steps you can actually have one single orchestration for your customer experience journeys.
100%. And I was hoping for that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I didn't get it this time
Yeah, so
around.
so we are still early. I
Yeah.
mean, people are figuring out the major challenge is not in the technology side. I mean, it's not that AI cannot do that today. It's to organize and orchestrate the relevant context from different siloed systems that people are using at the organization level into different systems. Your sales history is somewhere else. Your warranty history is in some different system. Your current case that you have registered is in a different system. Your uh, previous case histories that you had probably done via WhatsApp or live chat is on a different system. Now we are on a call, the voice is a different system. So that having all the data and context for your end consumer profile being at a one system, that is the current challenge, not the AI that is not able to handle that context. So once we have the context at the right place and we figure out how to get the context from different siloed systems to one place, we give wings to AI. Yeah.
So what you're talking about is unified customer experience management, which is the business that
Kinda,
Sprinklr is
yeah.
in. Yeah, yeah, right.
Yes.
Well, let's
Yeah.
start getting into the weeds a little bit
Yeah.
more. And just so you know, you're going to have to explain this to me like I'm in fourth grade, okay? So,
Okay.
Model Context Protocol, or
Yes.
MCP. We're going to be referring to it as MCP. I
Yeah.
know smarter people than me are way ahead of this, and they already know what it is and
Yes.
how it's going to impact me as a marketer or a customer service or customer experience practitioner. I'm not one of those people. Please
Yeah.
tell me, what is MCP and why should I care?
So, in the simplest term, MCP is a way to contextualize your AI agents. So, you provide any AI agents with relevant context, and in order to do that, you use this protocol. And it's as it says, it's a protocol. And like any protocol, it is supposed to solve M cross N problems. We'll come to that. But as you said, like fourth grade answer. So imagine you had a toy robot, okay, and this toy robot cannot do much as of today. And now you want this toy robot to paint a picture for you and use a paintbrush. And somebody else, like I don't know, 3M sells paint brushes. You want this toy robot that came from Lego to use 3M's paintbrush. Okay. Now, one thing would be that both 3M and Lego would collaborate and system integrate that they will build such paint brushes that it will fit into this Lego toy robot. That would be one way to do that. Another way is, imagine there is a new toy robot box, which is universal. Any toy robot can plug into this toy robot box, and any tools such as paint brushes or any other tools that can come from any other providers also fit into this box. So every toy robot company will now make such toy robots that will plug into this existing toy robot box, and every tool making company who is building paint brushes will also make sure that they build those paint brushes such that they will fit into this toy robot box. So this toy robot box is analogical to the MCP protocol, and toy robot is analogical to the AI agent, and the paint brushes are the tools that we want the AI agent to use.
Oh man, I love that analogy. Thank you very much. And you even made it into toys, which is
Yeah.
right down my alley. So thank
Yeah.
you. I really appreciate it, Yogin.
Yes.
Some people compare MCP to what APIs were for the internet. Is that fair?
Yes. That is also fair. So API, but API had their own challenges. So APIs help two softwares to share data, and when APIs were there, you need to have hard-coded data structures to be understood and contracted between those two different systems. So that's why we had something called system integrators in between to integrate one system with another systems, and those system integrations usually took days and weeks, and majority of the time went into field mapping exercises in the data structure management exercises. That field mapping part is now easily handled by LLMs, so we don't have to explicitly map those fields. So you can wrap any APIs into MCPs, and MCP help you have those system integrations at a scalable way, right? So in APIs, you need to have one-on-one integration. So that is M cross N problem. With MCP, we turn it into M plus N problem. So everyone comes with a predefined hooks. You just connect them.
So one of the things that I missed, I love your analogy,
Yeah.
but if I'm a marketer, CX practitioner, how is MCP impacting me? What's in it for me? Why should I care?
Yeah. Yeah. So MCP means that you can now unify all your silos. So it is, you can orchestrate and defragmentize your stack, something like that. So you can imagine that if you are a marketer and you're using 10 different tools, if all those tools are provided as an MCP, and all the day-to-day tools that you are using will already have MCP server, or they are probably in the roadmap that they are going to release an MCP server. So all your calendar, HubSpot, all the tools that you are typically using in your day-to-day will expose themselves as an MCP server. And then your AI assistants, which you will use, probably your personal AI assistant even, for example, Perplexity or ChatGPT or Gemini or any other AI agent that you might use, will be able to directly talk to those systems. So you can then go into ChatGPT and say that, hey, go and fetch recent info from LinkedIn, write an email around my products for this LinkedIn profile, and all of that will happen contextually for your particular workflow.
So thank you for bridging into that, because I was wondering, how does MCP help us move from demos to dependable workflows?
So it lets you define those building blocks. So MCP takes care of uh, taking the implementations on their side. So at a server, so rather than you defining custom prompts or defining tuning and guardrailing on the prompt side, MCP will take care that whoever is building the MCP server does that heavy lifting for you, so that you use reusable instruction and tools that are already provided by the MCP servers. So not just you prompt engineering is taken away from you, so you don't have to be expert prompt engineer. So to your question, how do you make sure that it is dependable workflows? You basically have a reliable server that has tried and tested across multiple different consumers like yourself. So they will ensure that their MCP server has the best, better tested prompts at their end, tools and prompts. So those building blocks that they have on the server side will help me depend on the servers that we are going to use.
So, what's the importance then of separating model logic from business logic?
So we can now update the models as we wish, and we can also update our tools as we wish. So so MCP servers is where our tools that are there, and models is provided by different LLM providers, and both of them can have separate roadmaps and they can all improve on their side, right? So because we have converted into M plus N problem, they both can be independently evolved. And if we had in the API world, if we were in the API world, whenever somebody updates something, the other person has to be notified and they had to keep up. So that problem is also taken care of.
Okay. Let's move into use cases and maybe some emerging patterns. Where is MCP being used most meaningfully today?
In fact, like I said, right, all areas, all functions are actually, there's no one spared, no industry, no verticals are spared from. So all the areas you can find practical, meaningful use cases of MCPs being used. At Sprinklr, we have seen one of our telecom customers use MCPs to perform their transaction queries to their databases to serve their customers via an AI agent. So for example, and they were able to get like 27, 28% of deflection. So whenever a customer comes to a query on their live chat about what is my current billing plan, they would use an MCP server to fetch the detail of that billing plan. So we will contextualize the AI agent with the consumer's billing plan information using their MCP server. So when AI agent is replying to the end consumer, they will already know which billing plan the consumer is. So whatever the billing plan Nate is using, MCP server of that telecom provider or your telecom provider would already give to AI, because AI doesn't know what your billing plan is as of today. Right? Imagine there is another example. My broker exposed their services via an MCP server. So I hooked just that my broker's MCP server into Claude, and I started asking questions like, okay, how my portfolio is performing, which stocks did I lose. If you ask this question to ChatGPT, they do not know by default. So we need to provide that additional context of what are the current portfolio holdings do I have via some context providers, hence MCP comes in play. And that really expands what AI agents can do, because earlier they were able to limit it to their knowledge cutoff. Now they have a lot of different context providers to provide the context and actually provide and take more answers for the user queries.
Thanks for those examples. That's really great. I wonder, how do you see MCP unlocking non-technical use cases?
So we are starting to see those MCPs into marketing related use cases, customer service related use cases, design related use cases, and there are a lot of other personal assistant related use cases where MCP will come in play, right? If you want to book your tickets, there will be an MCP server that you will hook it up in your Perplexities or ChatGPTs or any of your AI agent that you will use as a daily diver. In that case, you will hook up some MCP server and you will ask for booking a ticket or any other automated task that you want to execute. So MCPs earlier were adopted by developers into their IDEs, but we are starting to see the trend that there are so many non-technical folks getting comfortable with MCPs as well.
I love that. Let's drill down even deeper into what this means for customer experience. So how does this change how businesses interact with their customers, and what's at stake for companies who ignore the shift?
Companies shouldn't ignore the AI shift, and if they are not ignoring the AI shift, they wouldn't ignore the MCP shift as well, because MCP will help all the companies' knowledge and data that they have internally be exposed and utilized by AI. So MCP really unlocks that part. And to ask about how do businesses keep up with the change, I think it is in favor of change. So you don't have to keep it up. I think it is going to speed up any changes that you want. So if you are already in a transformation journey, if you want to do any AI transformation or digital transformation, I think the fastest you can achieve that is via MCP. So if you have MCP servers, you would cut down onto many steps that would have been taken in your intelligence transformation journey, right? So, and we are in an intelligence era. Every company has a strategy of being in the intelligence transformation, AI transformation journey. So I think it would make sense for them to have MCP as part of their strategy. To any knowledge that any organization will have, and every organization have their own knowledge, and any code and tools that any organization will have, they need to start thinking about exposing those knowledge and code as MCP servers. And once you do that, the reason to do that, in fact, was so that once you do that, any AI agents can now interact with that knowledge and data. So all the workflow orchestrations that we are trying to do using that knowledge can be made possible using different vendors or tools or AI agents that you might be using in your company.
So, Yogin, I kind of want to go back to me as the customer, the end user. How is MCP impacting and improving the CX outcomes for me?
Yeah, so imagine whatever brand that you love and you made purchase with had integrated all their siloed systems and provided you with your contextual responses whenever you had a query. And MCP precisely helps you do that, precisely helps the brands, enterprises achieve that they have context, they have needs context into different siloed systems, and they will bring in those contexts via MCP and provide it to their internal agentic workflows. And those agentic workflows will make sure that you have the necessary answer in time, sometimes even before you ask, so that your experiences is maximally optimized.
Right. So it would have allowed my security company, say, to be more proactive,
Yeah.
knowing that I had been having issues all along, and knowing that my system was offline or one of my door sensors wasn't connecting. Like, they could have done all of that, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. And this is where MCP precisely fit into the Sprinklr vision in a way, right? Like it's like Sprinklr vision manifested in real life. So Sprinklr started off with making those kind of experiences possible as a vision. And whenever every systems that an enterprise uses starts manifesting themselves as an MCP server, so that every systems can get interconnected with each other, that's when Sprinklr will maximize the current offerings and experiences for the enterprises. So the brands will be able to create those journeys and enable extraordinary customer experiences, right?
No, I love that you brought up the Sprinklr POV, and I'm also kind of wondering, how is Sprinklr approaching AI tooling internally?
Yes, we have always adopted all the AI technology, and we have been leader for all the AI related technologies as well. And MCP also fits into Sprinklr's aligned roadmaps. Our goal is to make AI responsible, composable, aligned to real business outcomes, and MCP directly supports with that.
So, what's your philosophy in Sprinklr? Is it build, adopt, or standardize?
I think you need to do a little bit of everything, right? So for MCP, because it's a protocol, it's a standard in a way, so everybody has to follow that standard. But in general, for AI, we are also building AI, we are also adopting AI into our internal workflows, and some of the tools and things that AI tools can help. For example, our developers are using a lot of development related tooling that helps us with developer productivity. So of course, we have to build AI where it needs to, where we see the gaps. We need to adopt the AI where that are there, and also standardize a lot of unify, I would say, a lot of systems and silos to actually give the better context.
Okay. Let's close with a little bit of like future looking road ahead. Let's get our crystal ball out a little bit. What's still unsolved with MCP?
Authentication, I would say. There are a lot of ways. So think of it like this: because MCP can now access any systems that are there with MCP servers, how do we govern permissions and authorize permissions with those tools? And there are multiple ways that are out there. People are still designing a lot of different patterns on what should be the authentication. And there are two types of authentication. One, AI agent authenticating Nate's behalf to the broker's server, and the another is Nate is authenticated to access the broker server for this information. So there are two AI agent as well as the human authentic. Both type of authentication is required to be solved with proper patterns with MCP server. I think that will come out very soon. Other than that, there are also probably some new types of constructs that MCP can expose around some of the testability or offline running. Right now, MCP is at runtime. You can't schedule a task to be performed in future to an MCP server. You have to use the MCP server whenever you request for it. So those kind of things might come, but yes, excited to be where it is going.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you, like, what's exciting you most about where it's going?
So we are heading towards a world where most of the systems are going to be interconnected, and many of the systems will assume that they are going to be consumed by AI, not just humans. So they are also be consumed by AI. So those systems that are existing and upcoming systems will make sure that they are consumable not just by humans but as well by AI. And so it's a world where AIs will interact along with humans and systems will also interact along with each other, and MCP part is obviously going to be a key in making that happen.
Yogin, I'm wondering, I know you're an expert on all things AI. A question I get a lot is, where can I go to stay informed on AI's trends? Like, is there a single source of truth? Is there a publication that you go to? Is there a podcast that you listen to, besides ours, of course? Where do you go to kind of stay up on the most current trends and what's coming in AI? I'm just curious.
Oh, wow, what a question, right? Because the field is so vast and it is applicable in so many areas, and there are so many different types of levels of informations and all those things, it is going to be difficult to answer it with one single answer.
Sure, of course.
There's no one single tool. I, as an engineer, get a lot of information and keep myself up to date with a lot of newsletters that I have subscribed to, as well as Twitter. I think that's where the best information is coming to right now. There are a lot of research as well going on, and I try to keep up with some of those research, and for that I'm using a lot of conferences and summits and something like
Sure.
that. So that also helps.
What do you say to people who are concerned about the way AI is evolving so quickly and seems to be sort of taking over so many aspects of our work and our lives? Does that concern you at all, or how do you allay those concerns in others?
No, I don't think it concerns me. I think it's just additional toolkits that we have built. Humanity over, I don't know, millennia have been building a lot of toolkits that helps them progress. It's just additional toolkits. It has transformational. It is paradigm shift. I agree, all of that. But at the end of the day, it is just helping me do the work that I would always wanted could be automated. Yeah.
Well, the printing press
Yeah.
was a disruptor
Yes.
as well some centuries ago. So, but thank God it has made workflows a little bit easier, right?
Right.
Uh,
Exactly.
Yogin, thank you so much, man, for breaking this down in a way that I could understand. Thank you for using toys as an
Yeah.
analogy, because that helped me connect the dots between AI infrastructure and real business and customer impact. And I really, really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you for making all of us a little CX wiser. Thanks a lot,
Yeah.
Yogin.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Thanks,
Thank you.
man. Anytime.